Transformers: Age of Extinction. Is this film good? Well, it's better than the previous two, which is perhaps not saying a lot. But let's get into it. Mark Wahlberg is a great human lead. He's a great main character. He's certainly a lot better than Shia LaBeouf, so that's a good start. Because one thing, one wouldn't say the major problem, but one of the major problems about the previous Michael Bay films is that Shia LaBeouf just completely kills all sense of fun. He really does. His character in the Transformers films was just skin-crawlingly annoying. It was, ugh. So, having Mark Wahlberg as your main human lead was a massive plus. He's believable, he's likable, he's just easier to follow. Kelsey Grammer. Now, Kelsey Grammer, I grew up watching Frasier, so it was interesting seeing Kelsey Grammer play a villain in this film. He was really good. I definitely enjoyed what he did. And Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci plays this douchey corporate business guy. But as the film goes on, he becomes really likable. I have to say, he didn't really make me laugh, but he made me crack a smile, because he kind of becomes almost like the comic relief. And unlike the previous films, where you had humping dogs and pot brownies, in this film, again, it's not exactly laugh out loud good humour, but he can make you smile. And, that's a good thing. But let's get into the Transformers themselves. Optimus is still as psychotic as he was in the last film. Galvatron, played by Frank Welker, who, by the way, is a great voice actor. He played the original Megatron in the original cartoon series. Galvatron, unfortunately, is kind of sidelined. Because you get this other Transformer called Lockdown, who was this bounty hunter for this mysterious race of creators that built the Transformers ages ago. Excuse me. He's kind of like the main villain in this film. And I have to say, there seems to be a bit of a recurring thing with these films, is that the main classic bad guy of the Decepticons is always sidelined. It gets frustrating, But I will say he's given much more to do in this film, Galvatron, he's given much more to do in this film than I originally expected. And that's great, because they definitely set him up to be the main bad guy in the next film. So hopefully he'll be given more to do. The other Transformers, well, you have Bumblebee, and I like Bumblebee. There's nothing wrong with Bumblebee. The rest, however, not really likable at all, I have to say. I don't even know their names, to be honest. I don't know, the other Autobots just weren't that likable. I can't really say too much about the Decepticons, because this goes back to what I said previously about them writing themselves in a corner in Dark of the Moon, because in Dark of the Moon they killed off just about every single Decepticon character you can think of. Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave, they all dead. So in this film, apart from Galvatron, you basically have drones. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they get around this. The sheer lack of Decepticon characters. So it'd be interesting to see how they get around this in the next film. But overall, I think that the Transformers got quite a lot of decent screen time, because that was the problem with previous Transformers films, is that the Transformers got far less screen time than the human characters did. And I think in a film called Transformers, you want to see the Transformers, But is this film good? It's perhaps the second best out of the whole series of films by Michael Bay. Because I always think that the first film was the best. It's certain. Let me start again. Age of Extinction is certainly better than Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon, but it still has some problems. Before I get into those problems, let me just say there's a really, really powerful scene in Age of Extinction where an Autobot gets brutally murdered by evil humans and Lockdown, the bounty hunter. it was such a powerful scene because this Autobot, he begs for mercy, he pleads for his life, and they just brutally murder him. And I thought that was such a really powerful scene. Unfortunately, that was the only powerful scene, because they don't really follow up with anything like that for the rest of the film. And I have to say, the writing in this film is awful. It's completely awful. This always seems to be a thing, because the writing in the last two films was terrible, and I'm going to be completely fair here. The writing in the first film wasn't that good either, but it was acceptable. It seems to me, though, that in every single Transformers film you get afterwards, the writing just seems to... I don't know if it gets worse, but it doesn't seem to get better either. It just stays on the same level of terrible. I don't know. And that's perhaps the reason why I can't say that you should go and pay money to go and see this film. Because I think fans of Transformers have probably already seen this. But if you're only like a casual moviegoer, I wouldn't necessarily pay money to go see this. I'd perhaps say, wait to borrow the DVD off a friend. Because it's not worth your money. But if you want to give it your time, borrow the DVD. Because this film, the best I can say about it is that it's okay. It's certainly better than Revenge of the Fallen. It's much better than Dark of the Moon. But is it an actual good film? Not really. No. But like I say, borrow the DVD. And I think that you'll have a better time with this film with Mark Wahlberg, Kelsey Grammer, Stanley Tucci than you will with any of the previous ones. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.